In this video, we will talk about map, flat, and flatMap methods of JavaScript Array, and we will try to understand how we can use them in our projects. I am using jsbin.com, and here I am going to write JavaScript code in this JavaScript tab, and we will see the output, the console.log output in this console window. So let's create an array first. So const array is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to uncheck this auto run JS, otherwise it will keep running the JavaScript. So I have unchecked it, and let's clear the output. Okay, so we have created an array of 5 numbers. Let's talk about the map method first. So map method was introduced in ECMAScript 5, and the map method is used to create a new array. So to create a new array. So I'm going to create a new array. So const new array and array.map. So I'm going to invoke map method on this array, and it should give me a new array. So within the map method, I'm going to pass a callback function. So function callback, and this callback function accepts 3 arguments. So the first argument is the value, current value. The second argument is the index, and the third argument is the actual array. And this callback function is invoked for every element in the array. So for 1, this callback function will be invoked. For 2, this callback function will be invoked. 3, 4, 5, this callback function will be invoked. And the current value would be 1, index would be 0, and array would be the actual array for this one element. Similarly, for 2, the current value would be 2 because it's the actual value, index would be 1, and array would be the actual array itself. And whatever you return from this callback function is added to the new array. So here I am going to, let's say, just return the current value. So it should give me the same array back, because here I am invoking this callback function for every element, and this element, I'm just directly returning that element back. So let's try to print the output. And I'm going to click run with JS here, and it should give me the output in this console. So as you can see here, it gave me the original array back. Now what if I want to multiply all these values by 2? How would I do that? So in that case, I'm going to invoke this map function, map method, and this map method would invoke this callback function for every value, and I can directly multiply the value by 2. So this should give me 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Let's clear this output and let's run this again. So as you can see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's write down what we have learned here. So map method is used to create a new array, and we can apply any transformations here. So here we have transformed our original array into a new array with a multiplication of 2. What if I want to divide it by 2? Let's clear this and let's run this again. So here it returned me a new array and each value is divided by 2. So we can apply any transformations as we want on the original array, and the new array would be the transformed array. If you are familiar with the arrow functions, you can simply convert this to an arrow function. So I can get rid of this, and I can just simply type arrow, and I can just get rid of this. Let's try to run this now. So it returned the same output. If we are not using these params, we can just remove them. Let's clear this and let's try to run this again, and it returned the same output. So if you do not want to use the optional arguments, you can simply remove them. Let's talk about flat method now. So flat method was introduced in ECMAScript 10 or ECMAScript 2019, and it is used to add all your subarrays to the main array. So add or concatenate subarrays to main array. So let's create a new array here. So let's say array 1, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 values are in this subarray. So here we have a main array, and this main array has a subarray at index 0, 1, 2, 3. At the third index we have this 0 subarray. So let's write it down. Third index we have subarray. What if we want to convert this array 1 into something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So we want to add all these subarrays element into the main array. So for that we use flat. So const flat array is equal to array1 dot flat, and let's print the output. I am going to comment this one out because we have already seen this, and let's run this. So as we can see here, 1 is an element, is a value, so it's directly added. 2 is a value, so it's directly added. 3 is a value, so it's directly added. 4th item in this array, 1, is an array. So the elements or the values inside this subarray is added to the main array. So that's why we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So the other way of explaining the flat method is we have flattened the subarray by level 1. So we have flattened the subarray by level 1, and that's because what if I give something like this? Let's see what happens here. So here you can see that the 4 is a subarray inside an subarray, so that's why it did not flatten the nested subarray. So it only flattened by 1. So only this one, the first subarray, was removed, and this is how we see. in the output. So this is the output. Let's put this back. So here we have a main array. It has a subarray, and the subarray has another subarray. Now what if we want to flatten the subarray by more levels? So we can pass the level here. So if I pass the level 2 here, that would mean it would flatten the 2 levels of subarrays. So the easiest way to see this is by simply removing the 2 levels of nested subarray. So here, this is the first level, so I can get rid of this. And this is the second level, so I can get rid of this. And we can see the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's try to run this. And we can see here that it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have flattened the subarrays by level 2. So let's write it down what we have learned here. In the flat method, we can pass the nested subarray level to be flattened. Let's do one more exercise here. Let's create a new array, const array1, and let's do 4, 6, and then let's put 4 and 5 here, and let's put 6 here, and then let's put 5 and 6 here, and let's put 7 here. And let's run the same code. Flat array 1, I'll give, then I can copy and paste this here, console.log flat array 1, and I can comment this out because we don't need this. Let's clear this. And let's try to run this and see what happens. Okay, array 1 has been declared, so let's put 2 everywhere, and let's try to run this. So here we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see what is happening here. So this is the main array. Within the main array, we have a subarray, and flat 2 here means that we will flatten the 2 levels of nested subarrays. So this is level 1, so I can get rid of this. This is level 2, so I can get rid of this. And that's why we see the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 5, 6 is not flattened because we are only flattening till level 2. Let's talk about flatMap method now. But before that, I will clean this and I will clear this as well. So flatMap was introduced in ECMAScript 10 or ECMAScript 2019. So I will write it down here. flatMap ECMAScript 10 or ECMAScript 2019. And flatMap is a combination of flat method and map method. So flatMap is a combination of flat and map methods, and they are combined together in a single flatMap method. And let's create a new array to understand this. So const array is equal to new array, and let's say this array is an array of sentences. So this is sentence 1, that is sentence 2, and then I will just give my sentence 3. So we have these 3 sentences, and let's try to invoke the map method. Map, and then I would get current value, and then I can simply do current dot split by a space. So here what I want to do is I want to get a new array with all the words. So my expectation is that new array should have words instead of sentences. And I can do const new array is this, and let's print this. So here we can see that we are getting an array of array because this split returns an array. So this split returns an array. So that's why we have this subarray, and then another subarray, and then another subarray. And there is a space before my, so I'll get rid of this, and I'll try to run this again, and it gave me kind of same output. Now I wanted an array of words, but it gave me an array of words. So I got array of words. Now what I can do here is call flat, and this should give me the array of words. So let's try to run this, and then as you can see here that I got an array of words because this flat is flattening the nested subarrays by level 1. Now instead of doing map and flat, I can simply do flatMap, and this should give me the same output. So as you can see here, this gave me the same output. So the flatMap is a combination of map and flat in the same order. So here's the summary of it. I hope that after watching this video, you have got a very good understanding of these 3 methods.